Lizard.
Grey Wolf _ G4L is here first.
And hello. How are you doing, Valareth? Greetings and salutations. You want to say hello too? Well, hello. Hello from Katra. She says, meow. Good evening to you, Grey Wolf. How are you? I hope you're doing fine and well. All right. We need something to do tonight, and we're needing some victories. I think what we might focus on is the bases. Seems counterproductive, but easy, simple, and clean. What's up, sweetie? What's up? Uh, Everything as good as can be? Or just one of those unfortunate things? Ouch. I hope it gets treated quickly and effectively. What's up, sweetie? She's been there for Still hope that it works out. I do need to make me a list of things to buy at ReaperCon at some point. That's what I was writing that note down for. Gambling dwarves. Okay. Um, in order to paint a miniature, you may in fact want a paintbrush. That should be all I need for now. I always get more. We are going to start with bases because easy. What's up, sweetie? Mm-hmm. This is going to be a lot to cover. Hmm. Now that I'm using the poison green down here, I don't think I can use it on my Dark Watcher. So we need to figure out what those greens are going to be. Yeah, I got you, brother. I got you. I just moved the camera so people could see how smart you were. Seeing you work to get the treats out of the frickin' thingamabobber. And the moment I move the camera, you're like, bro, let me come say hello. I remember what using this texture paste sometimes. I might want a darker green here in a minute. Good morning, Kale. How are you? You know, Penny, you have a bigger brush than this. It would help you go faster. Enjoying a needed dry brush today. Well, it's not going to be that color green. I'm going to change it. I want it to be more like this, and I think I know how I want to tackle it. Sometimes I sabotage myself, and I got to undo that. Undo that right now and get past some things. But we're going to start simple, and we're going to start with bases today, and we're going to knock out a bunch of them really quickly and see what we can get going. But after that, we'll start cooking something else. Yay! Can you buy single pots of them or just a handful of colors that you know you'd want to use and test them that way? Because that's one of the things I think I find more enjoyable about collecting the paint is that having something that I can work in other ranges with a little bit more consistently. Ah, this is wise. Yeah. You start seeing how many different brands there are, and they're just like, since when did all of this exist? And then you have the rebranding versions of them, and 1.0, the 1.1.5, the beta release version 5.2. Yeah. Citadel's being rebranded to Warhammer brand. And then you have, so Vallejo used to have Fantasy, and then they had Game Color. And then Fantasy Color got rebranded into Game Color, and then Game Color got rebranded into Fantasy. But they didn't do a really good job. And now all of a sudden everybody's like, Fantasy brand is the worst brand since, sliced bread. And all of that stuff started going down. And it's just like, I just want to paint. Can I just paint? Yay, applications. Boo, waiting on them. Yay that they're done, but boo, waiting on the applications. Bug. It's a Dark Watcher. It's a Reaper's essential. Essentially, it's a beholder. I just wanted to paint. I had it primed and ready to paint, and it's something from Dungeon Dwellers, and I figured I would give somebody a surprise at ReaperCon if I can get them all done in time. I should be able to. I'm not trying to be like super hardcore on them. It's just but that's being said, I'm still going to try to make them look as nice as I can. Labor Day weekend, so beginning of next month. I'll start my drive. I'll take that week off from streaming and probably let a lot of my stream streaks reset just because, traveling 2 days in the car is not conducive to having stream streaks stay alive. But I mean, I'm doing it to know that they are not going to survive. So I'd say okay. Plus, being at a con will be, kind of hard to keep the streaks going alive for everybody. Yeah, it's 2 days. I did the travel last year. It was fine. Stay over in Louisiana. See if I can get some funny stories going from like the Shreveport McDonald's. Yeah. Do I have a dark green speed paint? Yes, I do. Who's that? Hello, Texas Wordsmith. Good afternoon/evening to you. Um, Yay! Just off work. But distractions. Oh no, not our evil friend distraction. Do you need to tie yourself to a rope, like get a rope and tie yourself to the thing so you don't wander off? To undo the bloomin' rope. Well, I tried. I was just all I could think about when you said distraction was like the ADHD task helper, where they tie themselves to like the dishwasher or something. So when they try to wander off, they have to like do something about it. The sword's nearly straight enough. We might try one more bending technique on it. Yeah. Sometimes it's a great time to start purging, but then you're like, all the memories, and it's like, maybe we don't purge those right now. Comes around, comes around, comes around, comes around, comes around. Oh. Yes, it is. I'm painting this group up to give to somebody at ReaperCon. So it's the female soldier, I guess you could say, the monk slash the priest, the dude, the elfer, and a goblin. And a goblin. The goblin's from Paizo because I didn't want to paint a small goblin. Yeah. So we'll be doing. I mean, the books are pretty. The art's pretty. I mean, if I had to give like one little bit of criticism towards the books, I wish they had colored in more of the pieces. of the artwork. Just as kind of like an inspirational piece sometimes. And it's fine to do black and white. I understand both. But sometimes when you want to go look for reference art or something really quick, sometimes seeing it in a book helps. Like when I wanted to look up like Demigorgon and stuff, and that's when I was like, oh, this is actually meant for like the distinct stuff for Dungeons and Dragons. But finding art for that's a lot easier than finding random art of dude with torch, right? Because I've got it right here. Give me a second. And the artwork's always amazing for the Warhammer books. Because that's where a lot of people get like the inspiration for their armies is from the Warhammer books and seeing the different factions in there, right? So I need to let some of the stuff dry really quick anyway, so give me a second. If I'm looking at the book, it's like, okay, so you have the cover, which is nice because you have like the colored figures and all that jazz. But like when you're looking through some of the named characters, it's set in black and white. Or you have spots of color, right? Like I understand why. I understand why. It's a very small criticism towards some of that, where you see like the provinces they left as uncolored. Like that guy isn't colored up with the right. But you have like a lot of this really cool stuff that could sometimes spots of color help in the books to give you inspiration for painting stuff. And the reason why I would like go back to this book is because I was looking up iconography to paint onto shields and stuff. So we have the one that's Hog's Foot, the radish and the yellow and the cross hazard. But then you have like the Knights of Ottersmark, right? Where you have the 3 blades and like the blues. So I was thinking of doing her with the blades and just do like 3 lines kind of deal. Kind of like a star. And then just do a brown something. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if we'll be painting an otter, is what I'm saying. We might be doing squiggly lines, or we might just be doing the 3 swords sort of deal. But for me, that's something that I kind of wish was in there a little bit more. Would be like coloring. Like Winterthorn Castle, you have this named figure, but no colors that accompany it. Until you read like the text, then you might find what you want to make the colors of it be. Then you have like him who's colored, right? But then you have him who's not. But then you have her who's not, who is at ReaperCon. So stuff like that. Like it's a really minor thing, but it's one of those that sometimes it's kind of nice when you grab like the monster manual out and you want to pull out, reference art for what should a mimic look like? What kind of colorings do mind flayers like to hang out in? Right? Like stuff like that. It's just, I understand what they were doing and why they did it. It's just me being slightly picky about something, right? So like you can get like Storm Giants or the Gibbling Horror. I kind of get like the ideas of it. It's just a personal thing. Okay.
Blizzard.
King Dixon Balls just claimed second.
Welcome back, King. How are you? I'm okay. We're here. We're painting. We're starting simple with bases and greens and creating the small success to move forward. Small success to move forward. Medic panic over pepper. Eh. Calm down. Hurt, come back. It is okay to relax. The danger has passed. There we go. Nice and green. Pretty sure that's green. Now we let it dry. Hi, Judge. Very green. Hello, Katie. Your airbrush has died. Ew, ew. I would be sad too. Why did it die? Did it decide that it no longer wanted to function for the day? Is the water valve full? I'm guessing. Is it full of water? I guess because they're very so even though they're tankless, they still make water. Just as an FYI. Okay. I hate it when they go out like that, though. Is it just overheating too much? There we go. I mean, it's fine that it died because of old age. It's just still sad you lose your friend. I mean, that's why I'm upset. Is that essentially this thing has been the workhorse of workhorses for you? So that shield is that. That sword is about as straight as it's going to get. Let's see how that lasts. Okay. A shadow box of airbrush nozzles. All right. Emotional damage.
Judge Dave requests a dad joke.
1 second. 1 second. I'm making notes for myself. Dark burrow green. Leather is great for sneaking around because it's made of hide. Heyo. Oh dear. All right. So I was not making very good notes on this guy when I did him. I know I was using anthracite gray, more than likely iron hue and sunray. I think what I want to do is dark ocean, anthracite gray, iron hue, and sunray for my non-metallic metal. Because I think I want all of my highlights to be sunray, is what I was going for this group of characters. That's graphene gray, that's not anthracite gray. Or anthracite blue. Would be my non-metallic metal recipe that I was playing with. I need a blue. What blue should I use? I'm my brain's in like 4 different places right now, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to mess with. And I'm like trying to like organize thoughts in my head as they're going because I did not write the notes down of what I did on him. I'm trying to remember what the colors were that I was using because I want that off white, which would be treasure map for skull and crossbones, I think. And that would have been ochre. So I was using iron hue and the yellow was the ochre mixed with sunray. Okay. We're gonna do blue. We're gonna do blue. We're gonna do blue, dabby dee dabby da, while we wait for all this green stuff to dry, so we can do one massive airbrush or one massive dry brush at the end with all of the colors the same. Hi, Jay. Yeah, she's sleeping right now. She's doing her a cute little sleep. Doing herself a cute little sleepful sleepers. She had a very busy day. Kept me company most of the day. Got her brushings in today. I am going to move a lurk around, so I'm going to be right back during this ad break. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for being here so much. And thank you for being one of the people to be chill with. It was okay. I survived. I'm getting tired of surviving them, though. Kind of want to see them be successful. But right now, we survive. We survive for the day that it becomes success. The Mongolian beef I had was better today than it was the first time I had it. I realized after I made it that I forgot to put brown sugar in the sauce. So it was really salty the first time I had it. I was like, oops. Yeah. I mixed up my rice a little bit. So I did the quinoa, lentils, and this time I threw in edamame, which kind of is helping me feel a little bit fuller. So that's nice. I know yesterday, because I didn't have my potato, I was like actually really hungry most of the stream and just like on Sunday. So it's a pretty blue. It's a nice dark blue. It's a nice dark blue. Oh, I'm going to need an orange at some point, KT, and I'm going to use tomato. That's going to be my oranges right there. Egg yolk and tomato. Close enough. Jazz. It's jazz. It's pretty jazz-like. We're going to say it's jazz orange. Jazzy orange. Reminds me of a story. Um, uh, so often at times I would go see Voltaire when he would perform at a convention, just because I knew it would be a steady thing to go see. And it's just, you go see Voltaire because you know it's going to be exactly the same no matter what, with minor differences. He was doing his set and he comes out on stage and he's sitting there going, my guitar is out of tune and goes, F it, close enough for goth. And then about 3 strums into it, he goes, no, it's not. Sweetie, do you know what a guitar tuner looks like? Can you go to my dressing room and grab it, please? Hilarious to me. Because he was trying to not race through his set, but he had someone else after him. I forget the name of the band, but it was a group band that I remember one of the people I would attend the convention with was like, it's Voltaire, I don't care. It's like, I just laugh because he changes his Star Trek song so much. And he's like, why do I like the J.J. Abrams universe so much more? And why am I in love with Star Trek again? That's really the reason why I like listening to Mr. Voltaire sometimes. Hello, sweetie. How are you? You okay? What's up? You want to tell King and KT about your petting session where we got the thing out and you want to get into the trash can? Okay, King. Question. KT, a question for you too. Does your animal randomly decide random trash can Y cannot be left upright to save its life? If it's upright, it's like an offense to the world, and it must be tipped over. It's not a question. It must be tipped over and inspected because it could be dangerous. So the trash can in my office, that usually just has like papers and like whatever little wrapper that I had from whatever snack I had, or, more often than not, her fur from when I give her a brushing from the brush is in said trash can. And every time she knocks it over, she's like, excuse me, human, this is upright. I don't like it. And I'm going to knock it over. And I'm just like, please stop. And she's like, excuse me, I know it's best. And then she pulls the trash bag out and she's digging through the trash looking for something. I'm like, there's nothing in the trash can. There's nothing in this trash can at all, except the trash bag and your fur. And she's like, yeah, I need to clean it out to make sure. She does not hiss at her own fur, but if there's only a few times she's ever actually like hissed at me. Most of the time she's pretty chill. Hi. Can I help you right now? Can I help you, Fuzzbutt? Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. I have this. Thank you so much for that. Yes. I call her so many different things, it's not even funny. Fuzzy butt, fuzzy tail, pain in the rear. At her vet appointment, it's funny. So a couple of times, her second vet appointment ever that I took her to, after I got her. The vet had a concern about a liver issue and thought that there might have been a deficiency in her liver. So we went back and we checked it, tested twice. It's fine. He's like, all right, let's just see what happens. Okay. We wait a year. We go and we test. He's like, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And he goes, her coat is so soft, you wish you had slippers made of it because her coat is super soft and super shiny. And he's like, there is no issues with her because her coat is so beautiful, so pretty. Mhm. You know what? As I start blocking in the white, I think I should have done this not in white or off white. Really? Off white, really. Welcome in, Tasku. Welcome in. I did check out your stuff. I saw you posting Brush for Hire's stream once. Brush for Hire. The Mohawk. That that goofy boy. It's a full shout out, King. I gotta fix that command. It's full exclamation shout out. I wanted to move the camera really quick. Give me a second. Give me a second. Streamer bot, come here. There you go. Yeah. While I was testing the getting everything shifted over, I just did full shout out. I need to put the SO in there though. And I need to fix that stupid button on my Stream Deck. What do computers and air conditioners have in common? They both become useless when you open Windows. Ba-da-tum-tis. I should have a new one coming on the 6th, actually. And then I need to get these guys done because they're not a commission, but they are a gift for somebody. They are a gift from somebody. Um, Off-white. Yes, I've seen your first draws. You are correct. So yeah, okay. I'm trying to let all the green dry on my bases before I do a wash. Before I do a dry brush. Okay. Seen so many minis, I wonder if taking some other set than Vallejo would teach me anything. Depends. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. They're all kind of the same-ish today, between the different ranges. They've all kind of gone through some reformulating and reformulating of paints. So they all kind of work out to be about the same, honestly. In my opinion, and it's kind of like, well, I'll just keep with what I got. Like Reapers did their relaunch, and I'm like, we're gonna pass on that. We're gonna pass on that. I love Reaper MSP, but I'm gonna pass on that because I have these, and it's like I don't need more paint. It's the one thing I don't need more of. More time to paint, yes. More paint, no. I'm good. Nah, don't use Citadel. But there are two ranges I will tell you to stay away from: Citadel and Scale 75. That's it. Everything else, fine. Um, Early Army Painter 1.0 would be the other set to stay away from, but it's kind of been phased out, so it's really hard to find. But no, it's I use Reaper and Chimera. Only Reaper and Chimera. I'll reach for some Scale 75 that I've kept on my shelf, but no. If it's a color, it's probably either Reaper or Chimera. I like the single pigments a lot better than other things, so I suffer through and I work with it. That's actually how I learned to paint, was using the Reaper Learn to Paint kit from MSP. Harvest Brown was one of the best colors I ever played with. Love that color. Actively replaced it when I ran out of it. Okay. So there. Blues and browns. So we kind of have a star. That makes up our because on my palette today is various Skull Reaper MSP. 2.0, 1.0 stuff that they've relaunched or looked at. Chimera. Chimera tends to be a little bit more of a pain to work with sometimes. And once you get used to painting, sometimes it's a little bit nicer to work with or nicer to use. Oh, no, you're good. I was just, I'm primarily a Reaper Chimera person. If I am looking to do a bunch of batch painting, I would prefer using the Reaper. If I'm doing something more for display and pushing myself a little bit more personally, I will use Chimera. Simply because I want to control the mixture a lot more than just this is blue or this is whatever blue version something is. I just find it easier, or I find it more convenient for me. Yeah. Sometimes it can be a difference though, right? It depends on what it is and what you're painting. If you have a color that's notorious for not covering well, then your neighbor's painted grass is always going to look greener. But they may be envious of something that you have that's a little bit easier. So you can. You can. So inks are going to be very pigment rich, and you're going to use a little, like your ratio from ink to paint is much, much, much more different because inks are very pigment dense, right? So an ink is essentially pigment plus whatever thin medium it is. Give me a second. So if I take my Dollar Alley ink right here, right? Black, just black. So that's pure black right there, right? That's just my ink. And that's going to be kind of be my off white. Nope, just pure black. Pure black. No green. If I take some of that and put it on my wet palette, thin it down, I get some of my gray. And I mix it together, the black kind of overrides. Or it still stays in there because it's a very pigment rich thing. So you got to add a lot more paint to get it to start shifting. Right, I still need to add more. And even adding more, it's just graying out. Right? It's hard to make it blend the way you want it to blend because there's so much more pigment in an ink than there is in a bottle of paint. That's why a lot of people like using it. So when you're using inks, it can be a great color to glaze over or create like dark lines in. So if I was wanting to do like a dark lining on, how goes you, Hootie? Right? So I need to make sure that the shield stays out there. I take just a little bit of my ink, thin it down, and get my zoomers out really quick. Too much on your brush. Calm down. You get that instant definition. Of that shield. Yeah. Yeah. It's because they're so pigment heavy. There's so many pigments. All of the pigments in that one little paint. That's why so many painters like using them, is that they can really deliver that punch of color. Yeah, they're a really good glazing color. Or if you want to do like a panel lining, they're great for that as well because they're so thin. They help flow from the brush easily. All right. And I want to go a little bit brighter with my blue. Ultra is such a pain to go brighter with. There we go. I've got some gradient in my color. Willow, how are you? Paint bug. Paint more. Just paint more. Paint more minis. But yeah, something like this would be thank you for that 20 stream streak, Willow. Thank you for being here 20 times in a row. But using like that black ink to help kind of create the border of the pieces helps. Yeah, just freehanding. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. We're going to dry brush and clean up these bases a little bit and get them all looking consistently the same. Nope, I need to put a wash on that guy. Yep, it's turnip. It's a turnip. Books, documents, things, find your place. Organize your desk really quick before you lose your effing mind. A lot of these guys came out of the Dungeon Dwellers role-playing game. So Reaper runs their store, but then they also created these books recently. It's an RPG system. And in said book, you have various factions. The knight that I chose him to be from was Hogsfoot. Oops. So I just kind of freehanded in a turnip and used the crosshatch. I could have drew in a piggy's head, but just go for it. Just go for it. Go for it. Just do it. Just do it. My God, how much freaking blue tack do I have in random places? Sorry, my desk is going slightly awry right now because I've got so much on it. So that's kind of the fun part about painting, is that you can make the story up as you go, or you can make a story up as for the character. So each character should each faction, each character, each thing you do can have a story, can have a thing that goes along with it, so you can always connect what you want. All right. I was looking for a wash. Here You're about to get a speed paint. If I can't find the bottle I want, it'd be up here. Because you're the one that I keep nearby. There you are. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Miniac, who does the scream at the end of his video. And remember to paint more minis. I mean, the best thing to do is to paint. Not painting is helpful sometimes, but at the same time, there's only so much, like, the doing aspect is so much more beneficial than just not doing, in my opinion. That's not too bad. Amazon is kind of spoiled shipping for me, so that and Reaper's usually is pretty responsive when I order from them. So if I place an order on a Monday, I usually have it by Friday or Wednesday. Did you order from Etsy? Because you mentioned you were getting the burps. I think I've seen them before. Yeah, Etsy's fine. Actually, that's where this base topper came from. Was Etsy? Um, a lot of print shops actually start creating their own websites eventually. I know Visit's trying to set up his so he can be a licensed distributor for some Warband or Wargame. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Yeah. I think Layden Roses was painting them at one point. There's Pep and Coo creatures. They're pretty. It depends on who it is and the shops. There are some shops that become authorized dealers or licensed dealers of certain documents or certain things. Um, yeah, a lot of the Etsy shops do, because what they end up doing is they end up creating their own print site, and I mean that essentially the printers become the business and they pay for themselves, sort of deal. Sometimes, if I'm not mistaken, um, but they're good. But they can become authorized dealers. So a good example would be Epic Duck Studios. He does the duck sculpts, and with those sculpts, he can contract out to different people, and everybody gets a portion of their pay. May not be a 50-50 portion all the time, but you know, $2 is $2. If you want actual interesting miniatures to paint for things, those are great. Yeah. Um, if you check out Epic Duck Studios, he's got some ducks in there that are really cool. And if you're lucky, sometimes you can see them with brush for hire. Studio J7. He's been painting ducks recently. Okay. Not liking that song. It's supposed to be a deep focus trance playlist, but I have pushed skip at least twice on it. I have not beat Elden Ring yet, Hootie. I am a filthy casual. I am still exactly where I locked out at. I hope to return to it. It is. It's a flat brush. So one from Redgrass Games. It's probably going to see its days here soon. But really, when they get like this, that's when I tend to like them the most. The new challenge is someone really does want me to play some Mario Kaizo. So that's going to be the next thing. Because I promised I would. Yeah. It's a dry Redgrass Games. I ordered things. I'll get you to throw plastic with me. Oh, frisbees. Yeah. King actually has a makeup brushes work really well. This is actually what I should be using as a makeup brush. Be a little bit easier on the bigger model, at least. Use a bigger brush. Yeah, I tend to save them. Um, I so King has a disc golf simulator words. I can use them. Disc golf masters together. That's what it is. Just trying to think of it. Also, do you like horror games, Froggenstein? I know you enjoy horror, but horror games. Enjoy your lurk. They just wandered AFK, Hootie. How you doing today, Hoots? Are you hooting along? You were painting pigs? Oink, oink, oink. Okay. I'm thinking so. I'm thinking so. I'm thinking so. How many more pigs you got to paint, Hootie? About 20 or so more piggies. Are any of them going to huff and puff and blow your house down? The last one I didn't do. This poor brush has seen some heck. These piggies have. I have piggies that have meat cleavers and knives, and you said they couldn't beat dwarfs, but. You don't like the dwarfs in War Machine, really? Why's that? Should have kept that brush up. I need to. They don't look dwarfish enough. Oh. Oh. Vintage Wizards painted up a number of them. They're swarvy. They can be a bit swarvy. A big old frickin' Oh, they don't have beers, they don't have fancy armor. Ah, I got you. I got you. I understand your complaint. Oh yeah, I forgot about get. Whoops. I can use a different. Oh, it's so flow. I understand. I understand, Hootie. Okay. Hello. Okay. That'll work for now. So is this guy dwarfish enough for you, Hootie? Or perhaps this little guy? Just sitting there drinking his mug ale? Those guys shooting craps? Okay. So we were going to do some freehanding on her. Dark brown. Black and brown would probably be good. Black and brown, black and brown, outer burn brown, black and brown. Huzzah! And I think I want. Ooh, I could use royal brown or smoke. I think smoke might be better. Indecision. Indecision, decisions. Royal brown might be better, actually. No, I think black and brown will be just fine. It's been a while since I've gotten to use it too. Mhm. That's going to be as good as it's going to get for that. Thank you for the stretch, Jay. Mm. Hi. You coming to do a stretch as well? I'm sorry, is my book in your way right now? My book in your way? Okay. Okay. Off to adventure you go, kitty. There we go. I don't know why I wanted to hyper focus in on that, but I did. So I'm thinking that's what I want to do with the leather boots for most of them. So we could do the leather boots, but we would be avoiding the bigger issue. Well, let's just do it. Let's just do it. All right. So this crest is a field of blue with a frickin' otter on it and three swords in a style. It a star. Are we gonna have super ornate swords? No. Are we gonna have shapes? Yes. Yes, we will. Hey, How are you right now? Okay. You were like literally got an all of the way with zero like little warning to me, sweetie. Love you dearly right now, but when I'm trying to do freehand, right here is not the place I want you to be. Hmm? Want to say hello to Jay? You want to say hello to Jay? Hello, sweetie. Hello. What's up? Mm-hmm. Where you going? Where you going, sweetie? You going that way? Okay. Okie dokie. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for the visit. Can I move this up here? All right, so What's up? Hmm. So now I take the iron hue. It takes the iron hue. Mixes it in a little bit more. Mm. Oh, yeah. 2016. 2016, 2019. 2019. 2019, Papa Nurgle. I don't think we're going to get the otter in there. I don't think I want the otter in there. Would be nice to have the otter in there, but I don't think the otter is going to make it in there. I think I'm going to leave it just as blades. Bum-ba-da. How you doing tonight, Nurgle? Or Papa Nurgle? There we go. Ooh. Oh, biscuit. I didn't realize what time it was getting to be. I did not realize what time it was getting to be. We got so much done, though. Got all our bases down for now. We'll probably have to go back and clean them up a little later. But the concept is nice with these guys being kind of clean and up there. I do need to fix this clip, but that's a different problem for a different day. I feel like the gray needs to become brighter. Here we go. That's kind of three swords crossing on a star. I just need the rest of the cloak to pop up. Oh, I need to put on my raid timer. I need to put on my raid timer. Oh. Will not be returning to this playlist. Will not be returning to this. Mm. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. She's starting to actually calm down a little bit. She can be quite a bit from like 3 to 5. Rest for like 20 minutes, and then once stream starts, be a pain for like 30 minutes and then sleep the rest of stream. But really wake up about every other half an hour or hour or so and be like, it's time for cuddles or pets. Mm. Actually, kind of like them. Kind of like it. Yes. Okay. We are going to find our ray target really quick. We'll call it a night. Lordy. We got quite a bit done. We typically go check our friend Crucial Blue or Mr. Bigal. And I got to say yes because I got a blueprints or Lotus. Muses live. Blue it is. Blue's a good friend of the channel. Love him to death. He's trying to get to the Monuments program. It could really use the help being followed. If you can just drop them a follow, be ever so much. Thank you everybody for being here. Sorry it was a little kind of low and weird at the beginning, but we got our bases painted. Feeling really happy and energized that the base is being painted and done. Got this guy's base ready to rock and roll as well. This guy. And then we got the freehand started on this, and I think we're going to call it there. I might ask somebody a question, but I feel pretty good, feel pretty confident, and enjoying it a great deal. And then we got our, of course, our little goblin. Can't forget the goblin. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let us go check out our friend Crucial Blue, who's oddly painting blue right now.